we're gonna go over a stat build for Sukuna. Now, Sukuna is in a very weak state, and it has been for a long time. With some background information, the reason why Sukuna only has 3 offensive moves is because this was made towards the beginning of the testing phase for Jujutsu Infinite, and this curse technique was rushed. Infinity was also different prior. I got an update. Not sure why they didn't do Sukuna's as well. It kind of went, everything got added really fast, including RCT. Everything was rushed to try and, add more content to the game. And a lot of stuff got left behind, sadly. And I'm hoping that Update 1 is going to have 2 new modes for PvP, culling games, and the exchange event. And it will add 3 new curse techniques such as 10 Shadows, Mechamaru, and Curse Spirit Manipulation. So I'm hoping Update 2, they're gonna hold off on adding new stuff and they'll go back and update, old animations, old game systems, old curse techniques, like Demon Vessel, Mahito. Volcano was also different. It kind of went, everything was added, then Infinity got a rework, then Volcano got a rework, then Yuta got a rework, and then the game released. In terms of curse technique, that is, a lot of stuff happened between, but that's in terms of like what happened with the curse techniques. Oh yeah, and Yuki was added too after rework for Infinity, but Demon Vessel, Mahito, Hakari, a lot of special grades and legendaries didn't get an update. So I'm hoping Update 2, like I said, they do that. So right now it's a struggle to make Sukuna work. You're gonna want 4 curse technique, and the reason for this is because since you only have 3 offensive moves from Sukuna, you're gonna want to mix it up with other stuff. Now PvE, you don't have to worry as much whatsoever, but with PvP, it's like a mix of, do you want to stay canon, or do you want to be competitive and ranked? Because the thing is, in ranked, you're facing people that's running Sparks of Black, Burst RCT, they're running Ratio, Cryokinesis. Right now the meta is Sparks of Black, Ratio for its high damage output, as well as Cryokinesis to freeze you in order for Ratio to land. I've seen domains, mostly in Unlimited Void, I've seen in ranked. And then people would run 6 Eyes as the transformation. If not 6 Eyes, then the Heian era transformation. Now, right now I'm running Meteor to shoot in Unlimited Void. You could run a number of things. Meteor I like for Unlimited Void for a quick 5000 HP damage inside there. That'll kill. While like 6 Eyes, sure, you'll get health, 30% health back, and you could do Hollow Nuke if you save 2 focus bars, but I just like to do it quick and concise. I fill up my domain bar, and this is vital. We used to have domain conditions, and then they got taken away for release, since only Heian era would have had these conditions, which would let us pop domains, and if, let's say, we missed it, we wouldn't get stunned, or if it ended and we didn't kill the opponent, we'd still be fine. So now we're back to being stunned if we miss, or if the domain ends and we didn't kill the opponent. So the way you land domain, you're either gonna want to wait until they rush into you to use it, or you could stun them using uplift or some ragdolling move to then pop your domain. I mostly just wait until they rush me, and then I pop my domain and they can't do anything about it. It's a true combo essentially. If someone rushes you and you pop domain as they're coming in, unless they quick enough to cancel, they're gonna get into your domain. But that's how I like to use mine, and then I'll just do a black flash if I have it available to do some extra damage to make sure my meteor does its kill. Now you don't have to use meteor. You could use Yuta's Jacob's Ladder. That works really well as well. you could use black hole. Just make sure you get out of the way, but don't chant it, because if you chant it, it will automatically kill the both of you. I'm trying to think. You could do 6 eyes, but before you pop your domain, you're gonna want to make sure you have 2 focus bars ready to do your hollow nuke right away. And also, with Demon Vessel, you could do that too. But like I said, with 6 eyes, you're gonna want to make sure you have your 2 focus bars ready. Now with the stats, I don't use RCT. You can if you want to, but I feel like I'd much rather put the stat points elsewhere, because if you're taking so much damage, you need burst RCT, then it's a problem, I'd say, because this game is really about true combos. Like, I'm gonna be honest, my problem is with blocking. Like, I block the rush attack, right? I block their rush, but sometimes I let go too early, so I'll get hit, or I hold it down to try and find an opening to then hit them back, but then I guess I take it off mid punch, and then I'll get hit and get stuck in a combo. So my problem isn't so much starting my own combos, it's blocking their rushes, which is where most of my damage comes from onto me. So I do gotta work on that, and it's kind of funky, I'd say, blocking rushes, because with the NPCs, I was like, okay, let me see if I could practice perfect blocking the rushes, because when you rush someone, it'll automatically do an M1, so you could perfect block that. And it's easy to do with the NPCs because there's still a line distance between you and them, so I see the proper distance to perfect block. But then in ranked, it seems like I guess rushing has less of a delay, so you don't have as much of a time frame against as you do with NPCs. And some people do run the strength one where they hold it down and they instantly teleport to you, so that one you could try and perfect block, but it's more complicated. So yeah, just putting that out there, that it's possible to perfect block rushes, but you could really only practice in ranked, because it seems rushing in ranked is different than outside with NPCs. With the health, like I said, just put this amount status resistance, so that let's say someone puts a burning effect on me, it won't last as long. This would total 9 stat points. I have 2 left over, so I would have had 11, which I could have put somewhere else, but I like the status resistance. With focus, I'm not running Sparks of Black. You could. I'm just doing it so that, you know, those Metamancers, if they really want to run that, I just beat them without Metamancing. And to be honest, I don't know, I just feel Sparks of Black is unnecessary for me. It's meta, yes, it does a lot of damage, but I just don't want to run it. So I just do this for focus, so I could gain focus fast, do what I gotta do with black flashes, do proper damage and total concentration for 10 seconds, which gives me shorter cooldowns and more damage. And I have full technique, no extra chant proficiencies, and I have B strength. That's, you know, I usually don't run this much strength. I usually just go up to before rush mastery. Don't get it most of the time, but since I had the extra stat points, since I didn't get Sparks of Black, I went for this. One word of advice: you shouldn't get Barrier Mastery unless you're running Hakari. The reason being is because with Hakari, that extra 30 seconds will enable you to, more than likely 90% chance, I'd say, to get your fever meter up to 100, unless you're not able to get off your combos with. But this, and also if someone attacks you, you don't really have to wait until they rush you. You could just let them attack you and just immediately pop your domain and you should be good. But I still wait till they rush me. And yeah. And then another word with testing, it started out with turtling. What turtling is when you're fighting, you're gonna be noticing people holding block like this, waiting for you to attack. They get off and then they block again right away. You see how quick I could put my block back? That's turtling. Now flicker M1s was the essence of you block, then quickly do your M1s, because M1s were faster than this. You could immediately hit someone. So what people would do is block and immediately hit you right away, and then dash back, do their combos, mix this again, punch you again if you try to rush or attack, and it was a mess. So I went from turtling to flicker M1s, and then after flicker M1s, we have what we currently have, which is back to turtling, except without the fast M1 speed, but still turtling. Don't necessarily have a counter against it other than using guard breaks. That's why I have red reversal and cargo haul here to do my main damage. Like if someone's holding block, I get a little close, medium distance, I pretend this pole is a person, I just go around here and then I launch it. It's quick reaction. They won't be able to dodge it if you're at the proper distance. And if they tendril me, I just do red reversal depending on the distance. Like if it's this distance, red reversal will be able to hit them once they pull me in. However, if we're like at a farther distance, red reversal will go off too early before hitting them. But yeah, that's just word of advice. I also do not throw out your Mugen right away. When you pop your Mugen, people will tend to run away and avoid your tendril and your red transmission. So you're gonna want to wait till they rush you to then do it, which will combo lock them. With Inverted Spear of Heaven, it's really good, but like I said, with the recent changes with block, by the time you do, let's say, Sever to combo extend into Throat Gouge, due to them being able to get their block even while being stunned, your Throat Gouge will be blocked and you will be punished for it. So what I tend to do is I do my starter combo however way I started hitting them, and I hit Dismantle, and while they're being hit by Dismantle, I hit them with Throat Gouge, because while they're being simultaneously hit, they cannot block. So that's how I land my Throat Gouge, and it does a good portion of their damage, about almost a quarter of their HP with my strength. I run red transmission as an extra means of getting up to the person. I used to use it with counter flicker M1s, I used to call it. Essentially, it was before the buffed block, where they kind of removed the cooldown. So what I did was I would feint with Cursed Tendril, and then when they let go of block, I'd use red transmission to start my combo, and that would confirm my combos every time. And there was really no way they could stop it due to the way fighting was at the time, but you know, things changed, so now we have to adapt to guard break moves. And Yuki's really good with that, but this is a Sukuna build. I use Dismantle, Fissure confirms Cargo Haul, so if I use Dismantle like after starting a combo and then Fissure, it'll ragdoll them and I could use Cargo Haul to hit them. Actually, I like to save my red reversal and Mugen for when they rush me and I'm trying to start my combos to bleed their HP and kill their first stock. I like to use shoulder throw to confirm. Oh, it's like a combo extender essentially. My bad. And with my armor, I use Ocean Blue Valor's Vest for that 62 technique, Soul Robe for 95.3 technique, Eyes of Willpower for 100 technique on top of the 1.25 times rate for focus, which is multiplied by but my 0.25 increase, not multiplied but added by my 0.25, so the 1.25 becomes a 1.50 increase in focus. Yep. Wait, hold on. Is this 1.20 or yeah, 1.25? So it become 1.50. So the opponent, unless they have their thing into lock in, which they probably do, since most people run Sparks of Black, it will be 1.50 times. And then I also run Enlightenment Deeds for the 100 extra technique, which most people won't have because it was only for testers, unless you could get it off a tester for a high sum trade. You're gonna be stuck at my output is 503. For you guys it would be oh yeah, I took off vanity. No, I actually took it off. Okay, for you guys it would, your max would be 403 to 439. It would be 439 if you change the demonic Toby to Soul Stitch pants for the 62 increase. So you guys, compared to Heian, Heian era would have a higher curse technique output by default. Unless, well, sometimes we just stop over here at chanting for the regular curse technique output to then put, let's say, 5, 10, 15, 6, 12, 18. This would be about 33 extra stat points, which I could put into my strength instead. So I'll have the average curse technique output as you guys, well, really 430 to 440, but then my strength would be really good with the extra. In this case, due to I have 2 stat points extra right here, it would be 5. Like I could show you right now. And this is not only a Sukuna build, but also just tips. Let me do the basic. This is the basic amount I put into strength. I don't put any less. Then I go all the way here to chance. I forgot to put back my enlightenment beads. Yep, 443. And then I put my basic amount of health. And then I put into focus, full damage. And it's good to know what you're fighting, because right now ranked is full of Heian era. So just putting that out there. If you're dying lots, don't think you suck. It's just you're fighting people that have like over a year of experience in combat. So you're at a disadvantage. Like you see this right here, it's like 10, 20, 30, and then 3 left over. It's like, what can you do is the question. What can you do? It's not much you can do really. And then even then I could still increase my technique output 5, 10, 15. I'll have 8 left over. If I were to use 6, yeah, I would have 2 left over. So I could increase, I would have 5, 10, 15, 8 left over, 3, 6, 9. 3, 6, 9, 9, 18. There, nice and even. So if I wanted to, like, my curse technique output would still be higher than you guys, in terms of like your peak. Like most people would be running 403. Your strongest guy with the best equipment would be at 443, while I'm still higher at 453. While regular Heian era with a high curse technique output would be 503, and the highest peak would be 539. So you'd be at a vast disadvantage in terms of technique output. And even then, like you guys having a lot into technique, we can match your best while still having better strength than you guys, better focus, and good health. Like, and this is accurate to Sukuna now that I think about it, because Gojo would have the 503 to 539, right? If we look at the manga, because he had a higher curse technique output than Sukuna, as stated by him himself. So Sukuna would be around 453, maybe a little more, but we don't have that extra stat points. But really good strength. So it's like, honestly, if you're here now, this is like really nice. You won't have your sparks of black. Like, to be honest, bro, you could run the meta if you want. I just don't want to. I don't want to run sparks of black, but you guys can. But this is a really nice build, which sadly most of y'all won't be able to do, because in order to get good technique output, you'll have to put more into technique. It's only really Heian era that could do this kind of setup, which is sad. But yeah, it's just this is what you're fighting essentially: either a high technique output or you know, good technique output, still better than your best, really good strength, really good focus, good health. This is solid, I'd say. For you guys though, let's take off the enlightenment beads and let's do a build for y'all. I'm gonna have to split this video apart because I talk too much, to be honest. But alright, so you guys would have no enlightenment beads. The best you'd have in terms of rings, 42, 59, 59. The best you'd have is the tactful ring for curse technique output. So you guys, your build would be like for Sukuna, that is. Actually, your peak would be 463. That's good. 5, 10, 15, 6, 12, 18. 30, 5, 10, 15, 6, 12, 18, 3. Okay, so the difference between you and Heian, obviously, less curse technique output even maxed out. You have the same amount of strength, just that you can't have shoulder throw. And you won't have the full vampiric black flash heals. That would be the difference. You wouldn't heal off of black flash fully, and you won't have shoulder throw, and your curse technique output would not be the same. The same build for this, like in this way, Heian would have an output of 503. Like, boom, right there, 503. Same build, but you have the Heian equipment to help out. That's the difference between you and I, and what you're facing in ranked. Like, okay, you're maybe facing new people that maybe have friends that are Heian that help them out, but this is what you're fighting most of the time. And I know most of you guys only have 2 curse technique spots, which is tough, really tough. So it's just the reality of this game that we've had to deal with for the longest time, but it is what it is. Because the thing is with the devs and just the game itself, it's like you could want so much, but won't necessarily get it. That's all I could say. But for Sukuna, this is what I would run. Actually, I'm gonna see, what if I don't do total concentration? But I wouldn't even know where to put the stat points at that point. Yeah, Sukuna would have this node, but Gojo would have the other one, let's just say. I don't know. 1530, that would leave me with 18, 918. Oh, but I didn't get Stampede. I mean, not Stampede, Shoulder Throw, which is a nice combo extender. Man, this sucks. But this is what I would run. I really hate the uneven stat points. But it's not that it's bad. It's just that the uneven stat points take me off ever so slightly. But this would be my Sukuna build. And I showed you how it would be for those that are not Heian era, or those that don't have enlightenment beads specifically. Because enlightenment beads is what makes the difference. So if you're not Heian era but you manage to get enlightenment beads, then follow my build. Otherwise, you're gonna have to do the one I showed before, right here. Fissure confirms cargo haul. If they are good, you could use red transmission to keep going. I like to use, if you're doing, let's say this, let's say they're holding block, use this, combo extend, dismantle. They're gonna try and run away, so hit them with M1s and then hit them with throat gouge right away while they're in dismantle. And then if they're rushing you, use Mugen. And then when Mugen runs out, or after you do your combo, they rush you again. Use reversal red. Now this is as close as I could get to Sukuna while still being competitive in ranked, by the way. His domain's good, yes. But in ranked, really against really good players, you're still gonna be in the situation where they could attack you. So if you have Mugen active, Malevolent Shrine is good, but you have to save Mugen then for your Malevolent Shrine so that you could have Malevolent Shrine active, pop it, get up to them, start your combo, and do what you gotta do. I don't know what you're running. And let's hop into ranked to test this out. You see what happened right there? With the recent changes, people are able to oh wow. That's a my bad right there. Oopsies. He fell for it too. So I'm guessing this is here now. No regular player does this. Yeah. That's a my bad. And then it's bad if he has RCT. No. No, but that's how I know he's here now. What the? What? I just went up in the air, dude. I really hate that they did that, bro. Like, what is this? Oopsies. Oopsies. This is second life? Yes. Stop it. Again, my bad, guys. This is just me right here. Okay. I'm gonna have to really try right now. Hard. Alright, so we have set up our what we're trying to do right now. What? Genuinely, like, what is going on? Please rush me, bro. It's really decided by, like, if you're able to get that first tap right away. And I really started off bad. I'm always bad at the start. It is not over. Alright. So, we're fighting the meta right now. This tends to happen for the what? But that's how a Sukuna build would be. It's really nice. It's just my fault. I'm sure you guys would probably be better. Again, you could see my weaknesses: blocking, letting go at the wrong times, not using my moves properly. But this is a really good build. As you can see, I have strong strength, which makes use of my ISO. I don't know. You could also use, I'm sure you could use Playful Cloud, just that both the moves are combo enders, so you gotta be careful with that. But yeah, this Sukuna build, and I hope you guys like this video and this build, and I hope it helps y'all out in ranked.